Hey everyone, and welcome to this quick video where I'm just going to show you a quick tip about the script and function nodes. And we'll start with the function node because it's the easiest. So where this is going to be really relevant is if you, let me start with the question. The question came up in the Discord, which was, what's the point in the script inputs and script outputs bits on the function and on the script node on the left side? When we're in the script node, we just define script.inputs.something, some value equals, something like that. So then if I hook up a string node to that, I'll have some value as a value in the script that I can use inside the JavaScript that I run inside there. In terms of differences between script nodes and function nodes, it's just that script nodes can have multiple input signals and function nodes just have that one input signal, which is the run signal. So I can actually have multiple signals inside here to run different functions inside the same script. So it's pretty much the main difference. So we've got that string going into there, but you can see that at the moment I can't add manually what I'm trying to put in here. So if, for example, this was inside a component, let's say, so let's just put these inside a component to show you what I mean. So let's say this is some logic component. Then if I click on it, I don't have any inputs here. Now, if I put a component input here and say, for example, I create a state with like 1 and 2 states and a string and a boolean and whatever. I will do a state input, string input, boolean input, here state value, state value, and string is for the string, and the boolean is for the, I did that the wrong way around, state is for the state and boolean is for the boolean. When we go outside of that component and we're setting it up, say you've put it somewhere setting it up, you can see that all of those are now available on the left side, which is really handy to be able to select states or to manually input something in there or select the boolean value manually. So that kind of turns it into like one of the main nodes from Noodle. You know, they all have these parameters on the side. You can get similar kind of parameters when you create your own components, which is really useful. And now what we're going to do is hook up the some value input that we created in our script. Hook that up here. Now, let's say some value, I know that it's a string, but the component input doesn't know that, so it's not listed on here. So what we can do is we can define it explicitly at the level of the node, and it will tell the component input what kind of value it is. So we have to have the same, obviously the exact same input key as we have inside the script, but we can set it as either a string, a boolean, a number. So let's do a couple of examples. Some boolean equals script inputs and then you'll see that these will appear the same way as they did hooking them up to regular Noodle nodes. And now we have some value, and we don't have some boolean. Why not? Oh, of course, because I didn't put it here. Set that as a boolean. Let's set an array just to show you that, because that's quite fun too. So set it here and set it here. Now obviously you don't have to have the same component input keys as you have for your script keys, but I like to keep it the same just because it keeps me sane and I don't have to go and searching for things like a crazy person. So let's go out and see what that looks like. Oh, no, I didn't hook it up. Hook it up, sum array to sum array. And did I add it as an array? Yes, I did. So now we have these new fields. So we have input sum value, Boolean, and then you see that the array actually comes up as an array field, like with a repeater when you have the items, and you can enter them as a JSON object. Array comes up here, and so we can put, you know, and then that's going to go in here to this script when we load the page. Maybe I'm not on the right page. Where am I? This is discover listing. So yeah, you can see. So some array is going in there. It's not, doesn't look right at all for some reason, but let's just assume that that's a bug. Let me see. Yeah, it's not a, it's a well-formed JSON, I think. It's a nice array, I think. Okay, let's see. Let's just test that. It probably won't output anything actually, will it? Because I haven't got anything to run it with, so it might not actually do anything. And we haven't defined that as an output either. Aha. So final array is an array, and so that will let it connect to an array. Ta-da! So it wasn't able to connect to the array because the array didn't know what it was. It's like, okay, you've got an output, you want to connect it to me, but I only accept array input, so I'm not going to let you put a string in there. So yeah. So we're not running that. We have to put some sort of function in here, and I'm not going to start digging out the function code right now. But in theory, I'll test it later, and I'll see if that really works to output, because it does look pretty weird that that's going in as a string. I don't like that. Maybe I've set it up wrong. I'm very happy for someone to correct me, but otherwise, yeah. Anyway, so that's setting up the inputs for scripts. There's one other thing I wanted to show you before we go, which is my Noodle Noob handbook. It's here. So this is a way that we can actually get a special kind of editor to come up as the input. So let's say this is a new input that I'm putting here called query, and I'm passing some query into the script that I want to pass to a backend, for example. I can actually give it a particular code editor that will let me input code into the component. So I'll show you how that works. So this is available in the Noodle Noob handbook, or the Fibery that we have in OpenNoodle. So join the OpenNoodle Discord, and you'll get access to our Fibery, or on, I can't remember where it is. Come to OpenNoodle and ask for it, and I'll give it to you. So we're going to hook this up to some query, and there we go. And if we go back to our component, then you can see that some query is here, and it has put in some basic accolades, which is I think what I put in, what was in the copy pasted code. Yeah, so like a new line with in between two, I could put anything in here I wanted to. So let's say, for example, oh, I might have to escape those one day. Does it escape everything? I don't know. Oops. Let's try that. Yeah, nice. Okay, so that gives us a nice starting point to write some some queries. I think I wrote GraphQL, but I don't think they have a GraphQL editor. I think you just do JavaScript with the easiest one. There, so. Yeah, so it comes out as JavaScript. So that, I don't actually know all of the different types that exist, so don't ask me. And there are a couple of other little tricks that you can do inside script nodes for things like signals and outputs, but I'm not going to go into that now. I just wanted to show that basic thing of creating a component with scripts or with functions. By the way, functions work the same way with their inputs and outputs. It will help you set up things to be more usable. You can actually see that functions have more input types. That we didn't have date, for example, or color, so those are pretty handy ones. For functions, I haven't actually tried the date before, so I'm just curious to see what it looks like. Oh, nothing. Some date, some value. Yeah, it's a date type. Okay. Okay. I'm either going blind or it's not there. If we change it to something else. Yeah, okay, so strings work. Let's just test this live. Booleans work. Numbers, I imagine, work. Yes. Objects seem to not work. No, objects don't work. Awesome sauce. And dates didn't work. Arrays do work. And colors do work. So there's a couple that don't work there, but I say they don't work. Let's triple check that they don't work. So I said that date didn't work. I bet if we hook up a date node, oops, no, what am I doing? Okay, just a string, that's fine. No, it's really not there. Wow. So if you select date, it just doesn't work. Okay, so date doesn't work. Object doesn't work. Array does work. So everything except for object and date works. So there you go. That's interesting. A good conclusion there. And it seems like everything here works, including objects maybe. Some Boolean object. So just change that. And some Boolean is going to some Boolean, which I've changed to an object. And okay, so it doesn't work either. So there's some things for me to add to the bug fixing list today. So that was a useful adventure, I think. I hope that was useful for you, at least to see the way that you can set up these inputs to make your components easier to handle, and some tricks with the script node. And I will add the other fixes to the bug list, and hopefully we'll get OpenNoodle updated soon with that fix, so that everybody can use the objects and dates as they should be able to. So hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one.